Hello, I guess this is the answer video to the Q&A request I put out to you. I apologise that there haven't been any other videos for a while. I've just been too busy. This is in fact the first time I've been in my workshop since I posted the last video, so you know, I'm really annoyed because I can't seem to find time at the minute to get out here, but you know, it's life, innit? Life gets in the way sometimes. Anyway, I've had quite a reasonable response to the Q&A, so let's begin. I suppose I said I'd give you an opportunity to ask you anything you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read out the questions and who's asked me, and I'll answer them as best as I can. Now, the first question that came in was actually asked by two people, Ian Brodie Smith and Christopher John Ricketts. Both asked, what is my job? Well, I can tell you what my job is, but I can't really tell you too much about it. I work in a nursing home, believe it or not. A lot of people are actually surprised when I tell them I'm a carer. Most people say bouncer, hitman, whatever, anything but carer, you know. I work with people who have dementia and who also have challenging behaviour, which is why I've got a missing tooth at the front. It is a good job. The wages are terrible, but it's different every day. It's very fulfilling, and you know, I guess it's one of them jobs where you're never going to get it completely right. But I do enjoy it, and it is very, very tough, which is why I look tired all the time, because generally I am tired all the time. Ian also asked me, am I going to make a central? I believe it's next year, isn't it? Birmingham, I think. Anyway, yeah, I'd like to, and they actually got in touch with me, inviting me, and I'd absolutely love to go. However, going back to my job, the nature of my job means it is very difficult to get annual leave when you want it. A lot of the laws state that we've got to have so many staff on it set, you know, throughout the days and weeks and what have you. So if there are already people who've booked annual leave for that time of year or that week you want, you can't have it. So as Maker Central, yes, I would absolutely love to go. And I do know there's a few people who are going who I would dearly love to meet. Mostly the people who are watching this, if you're going, I would absolutely love to meet you all. The people who follow me regularly and watch my videos and talk to me. But as I say, it's a case of if I can get the time off or not. Andy Pugh, he asks two questions really. What started you in making? I don't know really. I've always enjoyed tinkering and pottering. Even when I was a small boy, 3 and 4 years old, I'd be out in the shed with my granddad or in his garage or whatever, and trying to help him making whatever he was making, because he was actually a carpenter at one point as well. So I have very early memories of hammering a nail into a scrap of wood and trying to hold the drill, which is just, you know, I guess an older version of this, but back when I was a kid it was like this, you know, it was massive, and I wouldn't kill myself is beyond me, I don't know. My nana used to go mad at me, but I think at one point, I think at some point my granddad had ended up giving me a few bits of scrap wood and say, here, go make something. I think probably because I was getting on his nerves and interfering with the job he was doing, but I think it all started then, really. I think I am. I think I've always been quite a creative person, and it hasn't always been making things out of wood or whatever. I had a phase of making model kits, like the Airfix stuff or whatever, or little dioramas with army figures on it and things like that. So I've always been pretty, creative. But then again, there has been times in my life when I haven't made anything. I haven't bothered for for long periods of times. So I'd say, to answer a little bit more specifically what got me started, I'd say that was my granddad. Yeah, I would say it was my granddad, because he was a really creative bloke and a very clever bloke. And like most of us, I really looked up to him, and I just wanted to be like him. So I guess that's why. I guess that's what started me. And he also asked me, I can't read my own writing. Who are your favourite YouTube makers? Them. There are more, of course. Some of which I ain't asked for a sticker from yet. But there's your usuals, there's your Lara Camp and what have you, There are a lot. I can't even. My mind's gone blank. I should have written them down because I can't bloody remember now. Als Hack Shack, he's going to be good. I can see it coming. He's going to be good. The stuff he's going to build is going to be great. His videos are going to be great as well. You really need to, if you haven't already, and I'm sure you have because he's got hundreds of bloody subscribers already, and his channel's younger than mine, just. He's going to be fantastic. I'm going to keep a close eye on him. But other than that, yeah, the people behind me, Stevens 8x6, he is a brilliant. I've talked to him a little bit online. He's a lovely, lovely guy. So friendly, great sense of humour. Obviously, there's Jimmy, there's Paul Jackman, there's Pat Lapp. This is Tim Sway. If you've never heard of Tim, you should have done. He's great. Again, another lovely guy. I've talked to all of these people quite a lot online, and they're all really fantastic. And they're still, even though they've been really successful on YouTube and in their careers, they're not big-headed. They're still normal people. Of course, then there's this guy. Bit of an ugly git, but he's all right, I guess. But yeah, there's a lot. There's loads and loads I watch. There are some that I'll maybe have a look at and I don't really gel with them. I don't know why. It's just maybe the things that make out my cup of tea. But yeah, there are a lot. I mean, just look in my look in my subscription list. Another really good one. I've just remembered. This girl is lovely, and she's almost a local lass to me actually, and it's a girl called Vicky. YouTube channel is The Carpenter's Daughter, and she's amazing. She's really great. I actually came across her because I had a bit of an interest in self-made camper vans at one point, and she made one, and it's absolutely fantastic. And since then, she's gone on to show you projects she's doing in her house, for bits of DIY and so on and things like that, So she's worth a look, absolutely worth a look. But yeah, as I say, there are many. I should have written a few more down, but as I say, just have a look at my subscription list. That'll tell you over my favourite ones. Now then, the next person who got in touch with me was Brian Percival. He actually knows me through another YouTube channel I've got that I ain't really talked about much on here. But he goes on to say, and he says, I found you originally with my interest in metal detecting. I saw a few of your early videos when you were doing that. Since then you have made some very interesting videos about your local town and of your interests. I can relate to many of them, he says. His actual question is, I was wondering though, have you given up on metal detecting? Well, Brian, I kind of have, but not because I wanted to. the problem is, like a lot of us, I've got so many interests, and because I work full time, it leaves very little time for things I want to do. But one of the main reasons I've not actually been metal detecting for quite some time is that I have a real problem with my knees. I live in constant pain with my knees, and well, as you know, metal detecting involves digging. I mean, right now I'm having a bit of a bad day. I'm not actually stood up. I'm sat on a stool now because I'm in too much pain to stand up for a great length of time. So yeah, I kind of have, Brian. It's a bit disappointing really, but physically I can't really manage it. I mean, if I happen to have a good day and I feel like doing it, I'll go out. I've still got the kit, you know. There you go. So I wouldn't expect too many metal detecting videos on my other channel in future, Brian. You know, but thank you for asking. It's nice that you've noticed. Now then, the next one is Alex from Als Hack Shack. Yeah, at some point I must have asked, I must have mentioned that I'd had a really rough week at work. And he says, can I ask why you had a rough week at work? Well, I've just told you what job I do for a living. As I said, I can't really tell you too much about it. We've got a big thing about privacy and things like that, but if you understand anything about the role of a carer, that should answer your question. Another chap I've known for quite some time now, who has become quite a good online friend. He has his own channel. It's called Little John Metal Detecting, and he's a really nice guy. He asked me, do I make things from everyday items, or do I invent items too? Well, John, so far it's just, up to now I'm using reclaimed materials, and yeah, they basically are everyday items. Like the shop sign I made, the illuminated shop sign. What was that made out of? It was made out of a scrap of 2x3, a bit of copper piping, a reclaimed lamp holder and wire, and also a brass tea light, all soldered and glued together, you know. I think for that I spent 50p on the brass candle holder. I spent £1 on a can of black spray paint, and £1 on a tube of epoxy. So yeah, I don't have a lot of money, John, as you know, so most of the stuff I will make will be out of reclaimed and dragged out of a skip or found or whatever. As for do I invent items too? No. The only things I invent are ways not to do it. But yeah, I did want to say, if anybody is a bit curious about metal detecting, or is a metal detector, or interested in it in any way, look up Little John Metal Detecting. I know I'd appreciate you popping over there and having a look at his videos, and maybe even subscribing. And not only that, you know, he's a really good guy. He's an absolutely lovely guy. He's sent me a few bits and bobs in the past, no charge. Absolutely fantastic fella. Pete G asks me, drawn up plans to expand your workshop yet? No. I'm a married man. She won't let me. I'd like to, but then again, I'm quite happy in my little shed. I like it. It's comfy. It's warm up to now. I'm curious to know what winter's going to be like, but you know, it's not even finished yet, but I'm quite happy and I like it. I like it just as it is, and I've got quite a large garden, so if I need to do anything bigger I can get my work benches out and go in the garden. Clarabellification asks me, and I hope I'm saying that right, I could barely spell it. She asks, did I design my own logo? I'm loving it. I think that's because I'm a bit sexy. Yes, I did. I'm not much of a artist in the sense of drawing or painting, but I just sat down and scribbled something out, kind of made it up as I went along. And I've got to admit, I don't quite like it myself. You know, if I do any kind of design on the computer, I tend to just stick with fonts that are already existing and take it from there really, and just use whatever's available on the computer. I'm not a graphic designer of any kind, so I can't do it. The last question from a chap called Randall Ray, and he's worth having a look at as well. He really is. His channel's brand new, just like mine, and he seems like he's going to be a good guy. He asks me, what's my favourite thing about the maker community? That's easy. That is the easiest question out of them all. And it's your lot. It's the people. It's the community. It's, you know, the people we talk to on Facebook or through YouTube or through Instagram or, you know, whatever outlet of social media you use. It is the people. You get complete strangers contacting you, even if it's only just clicking like, you know, on a photograph or a comment you've made. And up to now, I have never ever posted a question or comment that has not been answered. You know, whether it's asking for a bit of information or help, or just saying, you know, so and so, I really like what you've made. Everybody, absolutely everybody, has answered me up to now. So without a doubt, it's the people. Clear as glass. Randall also asked me, what is a project you may be sceptical about now, but hope to tackle in the future? I'm not sure. I mean, I will be honest and I'll say I'm a little bit nervous about every project I make. Maybe I have a little bit of self-confidence issues, or lacking self-confidence maybe. I don't know. Also, I never really plan anything. I never draw anything. I just do it in my head. I think what I want to do, or if I'm watching one of the YouTube channels, I'll think, oh, I'll have a go at that. I never really sit down and draw it like most normal people do, most sensible people do. I just sit and I get a bit of wood and I know what I want in my head, so I kind of start measuring and cutting and whatever. Yeah. So there's no, sorry, there's no real specific project I'm sceptical about. There's loads I want to do, like all of us, you know, we've always got something rattling around in our head. But nothing specific that I'm sceptical about. As I say, I'm pretty much a little bit nervous about every project I start, even the mirror one that I'm working on currently. I guess I'm a bit hard on myself. Maybe I worry if I'm not going to like it, or if our lass ain't going to like it, or whatever. But yeah, so that's it. That's all the questions I was asked. I hope I've answered them decently for you. Well, just to update you a little bit further, I've just mentioned the mirror project. I'm this close to quitting it. It's not happening. It's not coming out how I can see it in my head, and I'm getting a little bit frustrated. I'll stick a photograph in a minute, because I have done a little bit more that I just forgot to film. I just come in and I started working and I forgot to film. I ain't got really far on with it, but I'll stick a photograph in of where I'm at now, and I'll ask you your opinions on it. You know, if you won't mind dropping a couple of comments in. But I'm pretty close to kicking it in. I can't think about else. that I wanted to tell you, other than, like I already mentioned, sorry that there hasn't been another maker video, project video for a while. I've just been up to here with life, you know. But to everyone who asked me a question and what have you, thank you very much. I've actually enjoyed answering it and making this video. So I'll leave it at that for now. Thanks for your questions, thanks for watching and listening. I fear this video might be going on a bit long, so I'll knock it off. And I'll see you again in my next video. Bye for now.